And they're going to call the game. The game is over here as the New York Giants defeat the St. Louis Cardinals 34-17 and go into a tie for first place with the Dallas Cowboys. Identical records of 9-4. St. Louis dropping to second place, 8-4-1, but they are still in it. And as we said, we're going to have to wait until next Sunday evening to know who is going to be in these playoffs. But a tremendously important victory here for the New York Giants against the team they had to beat. And they did it with consummate grace and ease.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. Thank you. If you can give this video maybe a thumbs up or possibly leave a comment below or maybe share this video, it would mean so much to me. But just at least anyway, thank you just so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank y'all. Well, yeah. Hey guys, a win's a win. When the clock says got 3 zeros on it, meaning the game is over, and you look, okay, and your team's got more points than their team does, you take the win and you get the heck out of Dodge. Giants obviously won 13-7. Shoulda, coulda, possibly, should have lost the game, but the football gods were kind to us today. Giants pulling out of, well, I mean, I don't want to say, I certainly can't say a rare win at home. I mean, the Giants are actually winning some ball games at home this year. And they should have beaten Atlanta, but that's another story for another day. But, hey, all right. Now, I know there's 3 people / groups of people that are happy. Very happy right now. One of them is the Giants fans, the organization, the fans, the team, all of that, right? Oh, yeah, very happy. The other one will be Michael Strahan. Got his number retired. Did a stomp you out at halftime. Very, very cool, very cool. I'm sure got the defense all fired up. And the person number 3, who's I'm sure very, very ecstatic right today, is the clapper himself, Jason Garrett. Oh yeah, he's like, how do you like me now, guys, huh? Right? The Giants offense. Oh yeah. Wow. 264 total yards of offense. I believe Daniel Jones was sacked just 1 time, so that's very respectable. But it's not like we had 380 yards and Daniel Jones was sacked 10 times for minus 140. So no. 264 yards of total offense. They had grand total 17 first downs. Daniel Jones was 19 out of 30. A little less than, like 65%, 64% passing completion. Okay, nothing absolutely horrible. 194 yards, but no turnovers. He had the 1 touchdown pass. Chris Myrick, huh? Hey, I think he's like a Philadelphia guy. I think he grew up around Philadelphia too. So if you had Chris Myrick on your fantasy team, you did okay. But I mean, still, Kenny Golladay still got the goose egg as far as touchdown receptions. But so I mean, the Giants' offense is, even with Freddie field goal Kitchens calling the plays, still not looking good, because Freddie plays 2 games now. 1 time last year against the Browns and this year against the Eagles. So the Giants have scored, in those 2 games, the Giants scored 5 times, 1 touchdown, and we've kicked 4 field goals. We kicked 2 against the Browns last year, gave us 6 points. We kicked 2 field goals this year. Graham Gano missed a 51-yarder, just a bit outside. And thankfully, we didn't need that, because if Jalen Reagor caught that ball at the end of the game and would have got down around inside the 1-yard line, the Eagles might have ran the ball in and we might have lost 14-13. So thankfully, the field goal that Graham Gano, it was Gano, at least it didn't come back to bite us. So that's good. We ran the ball 27 times, 70 yards. 2.6 yards per carry. whoever comes in as the GM, those first 2 picks need to be offensive linemen. I hope that Tyler Linderbaum is there to center, and hopefully we get either a guard or a tackle. My goodness. I mean, the Eagles' defense, running defense, is, I think, tied for 7th, I think, overall with the Washington football team at 4.1 yards per carry. That's very, I mean, that's not super duper spectacular, but I mean, in today's NFL, that's not bad because it's more of a running, you know, more of a passing league. So 4.1 is respectable, especially, you know, they're tied for 7th. So, I mean, they're a nice, you know, run defense. Nothing, you know, we're not talking steel curtain or anything, you know. I mean, it's nice. But the Giants get 2.6 yards per carry. And, you know, you look at it like this. They ran the ball 27 times. All right, I'll take out the good and I'll take out the bad, and we'll look see where we're at. Okay, 27 times, 70 yards. Saquon Barkley got a 32-yard run. Take that one out. That's 26 carries for 38 yards. Then we'll take Darius Slayton's carry out. He lost 13 yards on that one, right? So that puts you down to 25 carries the Giants got. If you take out the best one and the worst one, 25 carries for 51 yards. 2 yards a carry. 2 yards a carry. Absolutely unbelievable. The Giants, I mean, Freddie, you know, he had 5 guys run the ball. I mean, Daniel Jones ran the ball quite a bit. I think he ran the ball 9 times. Devontae Booker ran it 3 times. Farrell Cooper ran it 1 time for 3 yards. Darius Slayton ran it 1 time and lost 13 yards, and that killed that one drive. But, you know, Saquon, I mean, you take that one run away, he had 12 carries for 8 yards. And you know, I get maybe Saquon's still the ankle injury, whatever, but if there's a hole there, he's going to gain some yards. 12 carries for 8 yards for Saquon Barkley. As I said, I'm not saying he's the rookie who just came in with his healthy legs and all that. I'm not saying that, but 12 carries for 8 yards. If there was holes there, yeah, he wouldn't have less than 1 yard carry. Okay. Man, we need some offensive linemen. And the problem is that we're not going to have any money. It's not like we can go out next year and, you know, spend $15 million on a guard or something, because we're not going to have the money. So we need to do it in the draft. We need to, obviously, hopefully Shane Lemieux comes back, maybe Isaiah Wilson, maybe, right? But, you know, I mean, Matt Parrott's not playing. If Nate Solder's gone, I don't know who's going to be our right tackle. Will Hernandez is probably going to be gone. Is Isaiah Wilson going to be the answer? If we can't run the ball with Billy Price, right? If Nick Gates comes back, if he, you know, with that injury, if he's not healthy and all, and you know, or capable enough of becoming an offensive lineman once again, maybe we get Shane Lemieux back. Okay, you know, we got Andrew Thomas and Shane Lemieux. I mean, we're going to run the ball to the left side 99% of the time. I mean, we got to get offensive linemen. I hope the new GM, you know, sees that. I hope. Now, Freddie did at least pass the ball around, spread the ball around. You know, Kenny Golladay, I mean, you know, obviously we only had 19 completions, so it was nothing super spectacular. But Kenny Golladay had 3 catches, you know, nothing great for 50 yards, but he was targeted 7 times. Darius Slayton caught the ball 3 times for 40 yards. He had 4 targets. Evan Ingram caught the ball 3 times for 37 yards. He had 6 targets. John Ross, he had a couple. He had 2 targets. He caught both of them. Devontae Booker had 1. He caught 1 ball for 17 yards. That was a nice one. And then Saquon, he had 4 catches out of 5 targets, and he had 13 yards on 4 catches. Chris Myrick, he had 2 catches, 2 targets, 2 catches, and he had the 1 touchdown. And we had Farrell Cooper who caught 1 ball on 2 targets for 6. With Myrick, that was a heck of a catch he had there in the end zone. That heck of a catch. I'm surprised he even caught the ball. Now, the Giants now, this week here, we had one touchdown. Last week against Tampa, we got a touchdown, but I'm not really going to call that a touchdown drive. We had the ball inside the 4 or 5 yard line to start the drive. You know, you go back against against the Rams. We lost. You know, scored 11 points. We had one touchdown. Then you have we had 2 against Carolina. We had 2 against the Chiefs. We had 1 touchdown against the Raiders. If you want to say 1 touchdown against Tampa Bay, we had 1 touchdown this week. I mean, I don't know how you plan to expect on winning football games scoring 1 touchdown again. I mean, it's like, the defense is doing well. You know, you got the past bunch of games, the defense is doing well. I mean, with the Carolina game, we gave up 3. Kansas City, we only gave up 20. We gave up 16 to the Raiders. We only gave up 7 points today. You know, so the defense is doing, bend but no break, right? But, my God. Unbelievable. As I said, Saquon had 13 carries for 40 yards. But I said, you take the 1 away, the 32-yard away, he had 12 carries for 8 yards. Daniel Jones, 9 carries for 30 yards. Devontae Booker was 3 for 10. Farrah Cooper was 1 carry for 3 yards. Good to see him in there. Good to see he returned punts and kickoffs. So that was good. He did a decent job. And, of course, Darius Slayton, he lost 13 yards on his 1 carry, and that killed that 1 drive. And I said it's going to be very, very interesting to see what's going on in the offseason as far as, obviously, especially as far as is Joe Judge going to be here, who's going to be, the offensive coordinator, who's going to be calling plays, what they're going to do with the offensive line, Because as the offensive line goes, so does their offense. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting offseason. Now that the Giants, the offense, the last 5 games, every game we accumulated 302 total yards or less. 302 or less. Last 5 games. 3 of those games have been under 265 yards. 3 of our last 5 games we've accumulated under 265 yards of total offense. 7 out of our 11 games this year, the Giants have scored 20 points or less. 7 out of 11. I mean, it's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And then did you see Evan Ingram, a ball went through his hands and Daniel Jones threw it to him. He was by the sideline. The ball bounced off his hands, right through his hands. And, of course, as it does 99% of the time, it went right to an Eagle player, to a defender. This time it happened to be an Eagle player. But when and of course, he caught it. But it just happened to be, when he caught it, I think one of his feet was out of bounds. But unbelievable. Unbelievable. Butterfingers, Evan Ingram. Now we get to the defensive side. And they came up huge. They had 4 turnovers, to 3 interceptions, to 1 fumble. They were all... Well, Xavier McKinney's, because that one, Jalen Hurts just threw it like 50 yards downfield, and it was basically like a punt. But the other 3 were huge. Jay Crowder's interception at the end of the first half, that was huge. Now, the thing was with that, there was 8 seconds to go. Jalen Hurts, you got to know the situation. I'm glad he screwed it up. Don't get me wrong. You got to know, you got 8 seconds. I think it was 3rd down. You drop back to pass 1,001, 1,002, right? You got the clock going in your head. After 2, 3, 4 seconds or so, if something's not there, you find the nearest guy, whatever, and you throw it at his feet. If it's not going to be right, that way you give yourself a second or 2. The clock stops. You bring the field goal unit on. You kick 3 points. Now, now you got 10 points. Well, they would have had 3 points, but then they would have the 7 points in the second half, so they would have had at least 10 points. I mean, he was running around, trying to make a play. I get it, but if the play's not there, he threw it. Tay Crowder intercepted it. Now, I don't remember if Tay Crowder if it would have bounced off him, incomplete. It might have been maybe a second or so, maybe on the clock. But he tried to force it in there. Tay Crowder was there. Great interception. He ran it back. The ball got punched out for a fumble. But the clock ran out. I mean, you're running around. You got to, after a couple seconds, or the coaches got to tell him, couple seconds. If it's not there, throw it away. Throw it into the ground. Even if you get intentional ground, throw it into the 37th, and they throw a flag on you. Right? You lose your down. You lose that down. You go back 15 yards, whatever. I mean, now it's like a 30-something yard field goal. Your field goal kicker makes it. Now you have 3 points going in halftime. But you got 3 points. He blew Jalen Hurts. Hey, thankfully, blew the 3 points there at the end of the half. So that one was huge. Now then the Eagles had the ball 3rd and 5 at the Giants 20. Darnay Holmes came up with the pick. That probably saved them. As long as the field goal kicker would have made the field goal. If Jalen Hurts would have got it in there, or didn't throw an interception, the Eagles probably would have had another 3 points. So that would have given them possibly 13 points for the game. Aaron Robinson looking good. He had 6 tackles. He had 2 passes defensed. He had 1 quarterback hit. Now he gave up a couple receptions there, but he was like right there. I mean, you could tell. I mean, the dude's hair is like halfway down. He's got the dreadlocks halfway down his back. I mean, I love it. But you see the dude flying around, the hair's flying all over the freaking place. It's cool. But, now the Eagles don't have the, we're not talking, he's not trying to cover Jerry Rice here or something. I get that. But, I mean, he looked pretty good today. I mean, he had 6 tackles, 2 passes defensed. He stuck. The Eagles ran the ball, got the ball down around the goal line. The Giants, he came up with a hit, So he sticks his nose in there. So far, 3rd round pick, got to give the man 2 thumbs up. Him and Darnay Holmes, very, very impressive. And of course, we didn't have Logan Ryan out there either. Right, so that was huge. Hopefully he'll be off the COVID, and hopefully next week we'll have him. We're going to play in Miami next week, so that's please forgive me, guys. That's a winnable game. We can possibly win. I'm not going to say here we're winning that. No, we can possibly win that game. Miami Dolphins are not that good, so if we get Logan Ryan back next week, that would be absolutely fantastic. Actually, I mean, the Giants, they had 10 passes defensed on the day. They did very, very good. Now, the Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, all right, and their receivers, they're not like, the greatest in the world. What they're going to do, they'll beat you, and they almost did with the Giants, is they're going to beat you running the ball. Jalen Hurts, if there's nothing there, he just takes off, as he did with the Giants. Jalen Hurts is not going to basically, with him and the receivers they have, Jalen Hurts is not going to Tom Brady you. He's not going to be bouncing in the pocket, bam, 6 yards, bam, 8 yards, bam, 10 yards, bam. He's not going to, that's not who he is. That's not going to happen. So I mean, you got to take this in a little bit of, how the Giants secondary did a nice job, which they did against the Eagles receivers and quarterback, but I mean, that's not the Eagles' strong suit. The Eagles' strong suit is running the ball. Now, also, DeVonta Smith, he only had 2. I think I thought I saw he was targeted 7 times. He caught 2 passes for 22 yards. So, DeVonta, hey, the Eagles jumped in front of the Giants, right, to get him, huh? Get out of here. Hopefully we can get Kadarius Toney back next week too. That would be fantastic. The Eagles did their damage. Was on the ground. The Eagles had 124 passing yards. All right, but once again, the Eagles probably would have had less passing yards if the Giants could have actually got any type of pass rush. They sacked them 1 time, but I mean, the pass rush once again was pretty much non-existent. The Giants gave up 208 yards rushing, 33 carries. They gave up 6.3 yards per carry. So, I mean, they were able to stop the passing game, but I mean, I don't know how many times you saw it. Jalen, get the ball, take a couple steps back, maybe a couple seconds go by, and you just take off and just. Dexter Lawrence, that was huge when he knocked the ball out of Scott's hands with about 1.5 minutes to go in the game. And the Eagles Scott ran the ball, and he got down to the Giants around 40-yard line, punched the ball, knocked the ball out. That was That was huge, absolutely huge. So then the Giants got the ball back with a minute 34, I think it was, left. I think the Eagles had all their timeouts. And, of course, then the Giants couldn't even run the clock out. So they gave the Eagles, of course, to make it exciting, they gave the Eagles one more chance. The Giants, on 3rd down 11, the Giants called a pass play. In one respect, I guess I can kind of see a pass play, but the thing is, and I could see Daniel Jones taking the sack there to keep the clock running so that it had to burn their final timeout. I get that. Instead of just throwing the ball away and stopping the clock and giving them a time. I get that. But, now you're 8 yards back farther. You punt the ball, right? Now they're 8 yards closer than if you ran the ball, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard or so, they would have still burned their timeout, but now you're 8 or 9 yards farther, so your punt would have been 8 or 9 yards farther that way. There's 8 or 9 more yards they would have had to go down the field to score a touchdown. But I guess the Giants wanted to make it exciting, so that one I didn't quite understand. And on the last series, we almost came up with a couple picks there. Love. There was a pass that was thrown in the end zone. Aaron Robinson was in end zone. It's kind of wrapping up the guy. The ball got knocked backwards, and Love dove and almost came up with the interception, but not quite. Then it was on 3rd down, the second to last play of the game. Jalen Hurts was back there, was looking. McKinney was just probably was back, somewhere around the end zone. And probably just looking at Hurts' eyes. He just threw it like that. McKinney almost stepped in and almost picked it off. Would have been his 3rd 2-pick game of the season. But I guess he wanted to make it exciting. Wanted to have one more play just to keep us on the edge of our seats here. And I'll tell you what, guys, that last play, Jalen Reagor, it was, I don't want to say it was a perfect pass, but he threw a very nice ball. The ball up here, should have caught it. I don't know if he would have scored. He might have got tackled maybe inside the 1 or right around the 1 yard line, but he should have caught that ball. But you know what? When I think of something like that, and he should have, could have, whatever, and then maybe they could have ran up, maybe spiked the ball, would have been a little bit of time left. And they could have had 1 or 2, maybe tried to run it in or pass it in or whatever, and the Eagles would have had a very good chance of winning if he caught that ball. But you know what? I look at things like that, and I just shake it off, because all it does is take me back to last year when the Giants were beating the Eagles, and the Giants, all Evan Ingram had to do was catch that ball. If he caught the ball that was right here from Daniel Jones, catches it, gets tackled inbounds, we run the clock out, and the Giants win. Things happen. Things happen for a reason. This time, last year the football gods were looking out after the Eagles. This year the football gods in this particular game were looking out for the New York Football Giants. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants! Woo!